Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Blitzball Champ is here with a brand new video here on the U to the Tube. Tonight, I want to dive into a little hypothetical situation. Some I've been kind of thinking about for a couple of days that I just wanted to indulge in. Just a little hypothetical situation. So let's talk some Virtua Fighter. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I still don't think this VF6 is gonna happen. So I'm gonna just reiterate that right here, right now. I don't think VF6 is happening. Sega, if you see this, prove me wrong. Time's a wasting. Prove me wrong. But if I had an opportunity, if somebody were to say, okay, Blitzball Champ, okay, Jason, you had the control over whatever sort of move changes you would like to make if we were to do a new VF of some sort, what would you change? That's a good question. Now, mainly for this video, I'm mainly going to focus on, of course, my main, Wolf Hawkfield, with a little bit of L-Blaze, with a little bit of Jeffry. And the main reason is because, they use wrestling moves, especially for their throws. There's a good bunch of wrestling moves, pro wrestling moves. So they are the three that I mainly think of when it comes to wrestling. And that's why they're the main ones I'm going to focus on. I mean, there might be one or two from other characters, but honestly, I could care less about the other characters. Okay, maybe that was a little harsh, but I'm a pro wrestling fan, so I'm going to cater to those characters that show off the moves, pro wrestling moves. So, I got the move lists open up. So I kind of want to go through, and this is based off of the Final Showdown move list, since that is the most current Virtua Fighter game. So, looking at Wolf, the main one I have to start out with, the move that I would totally get rid of in the next version, the toe kick stunner. The fact that Final Showdown had Wolf's toe kick stunner that could only be done from the back, from hitting an opponent's back, was flat out dumb. Flat out dumb. If they were going to keep the toe kick stunner, it should be done from the front. Because who does a stunner from the back? That might as well just be a net breaker. Might as well just be a net breaker. Can't call that a toe kick stunner. So honestly, unless they are going to change it back to the real toe kick stunner, otherwise they need to get rid of that move in the next version altogether. Because a toe kick stunner from the back is stupid. Just really dumb. I'm just keeping it real. It's dumb. Continuing on throws. Now, if they do keep the burning hammer, like if let's say if they were to keep the burning hammer, which I'd be okay with. Not my favorite move, but one of Wolf's biggest damaging moves. If they decide to do the beefed up back turn burning hammer, honestly, I don't think it should be the burning driver. I think let's get a little bit more creative. You pretty much can do the same motion for both moves to get the opponent onto your shoulders. I think if you're going to do the back turn burning hammer version, I don't think it should be a burning driver. I think it should be something cooler. Say, perhaps, Feast Your Eyes, used by Donovan Dijakovic, I think would be perfect for Wolf. Instead of the burning driver, Feast Your Eyes. Why not? The animation transition would be perfect for a Feast Your Eyes, and it's just as devastating. Therefore, it could still be worth that 120 damage if they wanted to. But I say that's only in the case if they do keep the burning hammer, burning driver. But instead of it being the burning driver, I would switch it to Feast Your Eyes because I think it's much cooler and worthy of the damage output because of how it looks. So, exit burning driver, enter Feast Your Eyes. Um, I'd keep the F5. Why not? I have no problem keeping the F5. Um, Standing Shining Wizard, I would get rid of. Because when you look at Wolf in FS, he already has two Shining Wizards. With one being a counter, a low punch counter into the Shining Wizard, or that's one of his options. Or you can do the low punch cut reversal and get to the opponent's back. But still, he has two Shining Wizards, and honestly, I mean, I know that I don't know, just me personally, I felt like the way that they originally did the Shining Wizard, being off a low punch counter, made it look a lot cooler if you were able to hit it. And it made it look more rewarding if you were able to hit it. So honestly, I would replace the standing Shining Wizard. Either replace it or take it out. Um I mean honestly, I wouldn't mind it being, the Frankensteiner. I mean, Wolf has used it for so long in previous games, so it wouldn't bother me if they gave him the Frankensteiner again. Um, but some sort of replacement or just getting rid of the standing shining wizard would be fine. But I just don't think it makes sense to have him with two shining wizard variations in his move set. Um, Here's another thing, and this actually kind of goes for actually all three of these guys: Wolf, Jeffrey, and L Blaze, and especially Wolf and L Blaze because they are actually pro wrestlers. How the heck do you have these characters and not a single one of them has a pile driver? Not a single one of them has a pile driver. I mean, shoot, King and Tekken at least has a pile driver. I mean, he has a tombstone pile driver. And yet, Wolf, L Blaze, Jeffrey, not a not a single pile driver. I'm sorry, but with guys like that, and we're talking pro wrestling. You're talking about devastation and doing some damage. Where's the pile driver? So if you ask me, I would say maybe give Jeffrey the Gotch style pile driver. It could be from a crouching position. I think that probably would be best if it was done from if it was a crouch grab. Perfect position, gotch style power driver. I think that'd be cool for Jeffrey. I think that would fit him best. I mean, if they gave it to Wolf, so be it. But I think it would fit Jeffrey best. Um, I mean, for the most part, um, it'd be nice if Wolf had the pedigree back, like he did in VF5 Vanilla. I think the pedigree would have been a lot cooler to keep instead of the Emerald Frozen. But, or excuse me, not Emerald Frozen, Tiger Frozen. But I just felt like the pedigree, with it being the pedigree, just made it more iconic. Um, I would. One of the things that I really missed from VF4 Evo and also from 5 was the throw options that Wolf had from the catch grab. Because, I mean, in FS, not not much damaging options. I mean, you can either throw them behind you, you can push them forward, you can switch to their back. From the regular catch, that's really all you could do. And I just miss the fact that he had more options, you know? So I would kind of bring that back. Maybe instead of 3 options, have 5 options, and maybe 2 of them not being uh, damaging options, or something similar along the lines of how many of the options were in VF4 Evo and VF5 Vanilla. I would definitely bring that back for Wolf on the real. Um, I think they should definitely change the animation for Jeffrey's Splash Mountain. Maybe kind of do it a little bit like the Razor's Edge or like the border toss. But even if they don't, it's still fine. I mean, it's an iconic move for Jeffrey anyway. I just think they should change up the animation just a little bit. Um, I think crouch grab from the back for Jeffrey. Give him the GTR. I'd say the GTR would be perfect for Jeffrey. Jeffrey seems to do the more ruthless, like dangerously vicious type throws compared to Wolf. Not saying that Wolf can't do some damage, but Jeffrey, we know, is a lot more vicious compared to Wolf, if we can be honest with ourselves. So I think crouch grab from the back, GTR, I think would be perfect for Jeffrey. Um, L Blaze, throw from the back. No, he has the Hurricane Rana, the mysterious Rana. Honestly, I think it really should be a poison Rana, a reverse Rana. A reverse Rana nowadays is seen by a lot of lucha libre, luchador wrestlers. So I feel like, given that the L Blaze is more fitting than the mysterious Rana, just give him a reverse Rana, a poison Rana. It just looks better. Looks much better. I would also say for a half wall grab for L Blaze, give him the Spanish Fly. Give him the Spanish Fly. Another perfect move for a luchador, for a high flyer. Give him the Spanish Fly. Um, but for the most part, L Blaze has a pretty solid move list. I would switch the pole shift for something different for L Blaze. I just feel like I really feel like they could play replace that move with something a little bit more flashier for L Blaze than the pole shift, which is one of his highest damaging moves. But I feel like or change the animation to maybe make it look like a Kiwi Crusher or a Key Crusher, as Low Key likes to use. Maybe if they changed up the animation a little bit, it would look more cooler. I think it would look more cooler, but just I don't know. I just don't think it's a move that L Blaze should really have. I think it should be a little bit more flashier. Um, but for the most part, there's not really that much I would change about L Blaze. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. But for Jeffrey, for the most part, Jeffrey's pretty much set. There's only a couple of things that I would change with his, or maybe make different. But with Wolf, you can really get creative with Wolf. I really believe. But it just bothers me that nobody has a pile driver. It's like that's like a wrestling move you got to have. You just got to have that. It's a pile driver. It's a pile driver. You got to have that. Um, it would be nice to maybe give Wolf the last ride or some sort of power bomb. I say give him the last ride. Maybe from if you don't do the pedigree, or maybe you do the pedigree and then instead of Tiger Flosion, give him the last ride power bomb. I would be cool with that. I think that would be perfect. A perfect crouching grab for Wolf. Instead of that Emerald Flosion, give him the last ride power bomb. I think that would be perfect. Uh, I would say instead of the running drop kick from Wolf, change it into the Claymore. Claymore. Why not? I think it'd be perfect for him. It's still to have the same hit properties and everything like that. Just instead of a running drop kick, get a Claymore instead. I think that would fit very well for Wolf. And the move that I'm talking about specifically is the missile kick from his move list, from the deadly move where he's running. Instead of the missile kick, make it the Claymore. You know? Why not? Why not? Um, shoot. I think for the most part, that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for the most part. Um, Other than that, I've been pretty pleased with a lot of the other moves that these three characters have. But if I wanted to go outside of those three characters, Sarah, her Gatling kick beat version in Final Showdown is trash, and I think they should go back to how it originally was because the FS version is trash, if you ask me. So if they go back to how it was in 5 vanilla or 4 Evo, I'd be happy. But they ruined that move for Sarah in Final Showdown. Definitely keep her sling blade animation, that net breaker drop slash sling blade. I think they should keep that. That looked really cool. I ain't gonna lie, that looked really cool. Um, I would love to see one winged angel, but I don't know who would be best to give it to. To be honest with you, I don't know who would be best to give it to. Maybe Jeffrey. I know he has that. Doesn't he still have that choke sweeper swing from? Yeah, he still has that from the back. Hey, maybe give him two throws from the back, or just replace that. Maybe one winged angel. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be really cool. Definitely, he should keep the go to sleep, the GTS. That's actually one of my favorite moves that they gave Jeffrey in this new version in BF5. I was really cool that they gave him that. But I think ultimately that's it. The buzzsaw kick definitely would keep the buzzsaw kick for Jeffrey. I think he does that really well. Um, Another move I think I'd give El Blaze. So you know how you can jump onto a wall with El Blaze. I think one of the things you should be able to do is a jumping head scissors from bouncing off the wall. Head scissors. I think that should be an option for El Blaze. I think that'd be really really cool. But for the most part, that's pretty much it. To be honest with you, that's pretty much it. Oh, actually, I would give Jeffrey the Death Valley drop, or excuse me, the Death Valley driver. I would give Jeffrey that move. Don't know how I would what I would assign it to, but I would give him that move, Death Valley driver. I think that'd be a good move for Jeffrey to have. Um, I would say definitely keep his striking throws, of course. And then when it comes to ground throws, like submission and ground throws, I mean, with Wolf, he pretty much has good enough options as they are now. And I guess so does Jeffrey, I guess. But hey, I think they're pretty set on that. But yeah, those are just a handful of moves that I would change for Wolf, Jeffrey, and L Blaze if there was a new Virtua Fighter. Like I said, I'm a big pro wrestling fan. I like seeing the cool pro wrestling moves that I can relate to and that I can mark out after seeing. I mean, it makes me think back to when the F5 got introduced in Virtua Fighter and Wolf had it. I marked out like crazy, you know? Or when Jeffrey had the GTS, I marked out like crazy, you know? I like moments like that, seeing throws like that. When I see stuff like that, I mark out. Oh, and Kage, I guess I can throw this one in there. Kage definitely has to keep the wall throw that he has, the Shiranui and the wall assisted arm drag, both full wall and half wall. Those are a must for Kage. Those are pretty much like the coolest wall throws in the game, if you ask me. But but yeah, for the most part, that's it. I think that pretty much covers all that I can think of off the top of my head. But for all the Wolf and I guess Jeffrey, L Blaze, you know, throw heavy fans out there, what are your thoughts? What throws would you like to see these characters have if there were to be a new VF? Or shoot, you could you could pick any character in VF. If you think they should have a specific, really cool throw that maybe a wrestler uses, tell me. I mean, shoot, Sarah has the sling blade, so you know who knows what anybody else could have. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. What do y'all think would be some cool throw moves y'all would like to see these characters have if there were to be a new VF? Please share, do share, because overall, I love pro wrestling. I could talk about pro wrestling all day, any day. So indulge with me. Like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thank y'all for watching. I am your host, Blitzball Champ, Jason Ingram, and I will see y'all next time. Have a blessed week. Stay safe.